Hello! We're just about ready to go. Let's do this. Where are you, Pincam? There we go, right. So, I am here working on some lovely Bretonnians this evening. I'm starting to work on some old world stuff as the Warhammer 40,000 kind of 101 stuff winds down a bit. So what I wanted to do was do like an intro series into old world. So I'm just getting all of the Bretonnians prepped. I've got a wood elf army already, and I kind of thought like, oh, wood elves are not necessarily the best army. I have some weird tracking square on my face. Yeah, hang on. That should kill it. That should end it. Yeah, I might go in and out of focus a little bit, but that's the autofocus thing. Hang on, is there a way for me to increase the size of this? Goz, can you send another message through? Hey, Amberly. I have to keep worrying about this. So I've got a new camera as well. It's lovely. But there's no way for it to have a constantly clean feed out, which kind of really sucks. And I could have used the one that is in my face, that is pointing at my face, which does have a constantly clean line out. And this is really annoying because I thought I got something set up so that your messages would appear in the chat, but on screen. But it's not working, which is really annoying. So I'll get that sorted hopefully for the next stream. But anyway, what was I saying? So I'm gonna be working on some old world stuff coming out soon. So I just put out a quick little video today. That's the 2-minute quick kit bash video that's just popped out, which I hope you all liked. Yeah, and then I've got another 4 or 5 videos to go on the 101 series. So I've got another 2 all of the factions army rules reviews. Then I've done an interview with someone about strategy and all of that, which is going to be fun. I was looking at all the footage for that the other day. It was going through all of that. It's come out really nicely. It's looking really great. That's going to take a little bit of work to do. And what else is going on? Yeah, so we've got that, and then I'm going to do like your first game battle report, and that's gonna be like between the two armies. I was gonna do like the Imperial Guard, the Sparisian Revolutionaries, but I've kind of decided to actually kind of just ditch them and hope everyone forgets. And I'm gonna use the Drakari that I've got as the opponents and have it as a little throwback to 3rd edition, because it feels a bit weird as having it feels a bit weird having Imperial Guard versus Space Marines as kind of like the intro game just from kind of like a narrative sort of thing. I think I had that kind of idea. I'll return to the Sparisian revolutionaries at some point, he says. But we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. So anyway, the point being, with the Bretonnians, I'm going to do another 101 series. I'm going to change up the formula a little bit. And this time I'm actually going to focus. I'm going to do it in a bit of a reverse. I'm going to do the intro game first, I think. Which will hopefully be quite good. And then we'll go out into the rest of it. And provide all of the rest of it. But yeah, I don't think Wood Elves are necessarily the best faction to kind of introduce people to the old world with. It's kind of like playing, Gridlock, I've just seen your comment. I'll come back to that in a moment. So I want to do, Wood Elves kind of feel a bit like, Wood Elves kind of feel a little bit like playing Genestealer cults. It kind of feels like playing Genestealer cults. So that's why I've kind of gone with Bretonnians. They're kind of fun and very new to the thing. Gridlock. Just wanted to chime in. It would be nice to see more advanced videos with your production quality feels. Thank you. Wasteful to have the last 8-ish videos be focused on stuff that is very basic knowledge. Big fan of the hobby stuff and the army deep dives though. Thank you very much. I wanted to when I was working on those, I was looking at the space. I was looking at what was going on, and it felt like it's felt to me like the kind of basic intro sort of stuff has actually been a little unoccupied, and there wasn't kind of enough out there for that I was kind of happy with. But I can definitely return to doing some more of that kind of in-depth stuff, because I do like the when you're saying like kind of the army deep dives, I'm assuming you're talking about the Drakari one, and that I really enjoyed, but it's kind of difficult to try and do that for every faction, because I've only played, I've played Drakari, I've played Chaos, and I've played Black Templars / Space Marines. So it's very difficult to be able to try and do that justice to all of them. If you get where I'm coming from in that instance. But I definitely can, have a go at doing that for the other two. And then I can, potentially have a look at other factions down the line. But that was kind of my thinking with it. So I did the Drakari one because I was like right in the middle of it, and I was painting all of it and everything else like that. So yeah, but that's really great to kind of hear, and I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. Like, it's still like very, very early days in sort of like the stuff that I'm producing. So I'm kind of trying one thing and trying another thing, and just, I'm in that sort of process of throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall, and seeing what sticks. And like, I'm starting to get a little bit more of a feel for what kind of people like. So all of that sort of feedback as well on any of the videos is also really, really helpful. So yeah, maybe Gostic has just come in and said maybe you can get a guest that can be a faction specialist. That's really not a bad idea. The issue is, I think, the time and stuff like that. But yeah, it's totally a possibility. yeah, there's like kind of a lot to think about. So yeah, but thank you very much for your comments, and for chiming in as well. I appreciate it. And yeah, keep popping questions or ideas in the chat. It's really helpful and really useful feedback, and it might not necessarily be implemented straight away, because I've got about a month's worth of stuff in the lead up. So yeah, let's see what'll happen. But I'm really glad. Yeah, it's really nice to hear that sort of feedback, and that you're a big fan of the stuff as well. It's been really nice to kind of see. Right, so just on a personal, so I'm going to be making. Sorry, that's probably going to change a bit of the quality of the audio. So let me just see, as I'm not talking kind of directly into it. So I'm currently working on an errantry crusade list for the Bretonnians, and the errantry crusades are, it's basically young knights that are looking for glory and all of that. So they're kind of, new to being Bretonnian knights and everything else like that. And each of them has their own color scheme as a knight, because they're not allowed, like this is in the law, they haven't achieved enough of a status to be able to wear their family's color schemes and all of that, right? So they come up with their own basic, like it's not as like fancy as some of the other ones, so they're very basic. As you can see, I've got a very basic like kind of quartered scheme here on this one, and I'm just working on the rest of them. So I've got a standard bearer here. This guy is just about finished up. You're probably going to see me working on some yellows here, because they're such a pain in the ass to kind of do. And so I've got these two yellow guys. So I put some Cassandora yellow. You can see it's gone really, really shiny here. And I need to fix all of this up. Sorry about the P there. I really like this. This is like, this one, like you can see this is like kind of a burgundy in the black, and I was just like kind of playing around. Like there's a whole sort of like scheming, not as in like plot scheming, but like paint scheme convention that you're supposed to follow. There's a special name for tincture, I think is what it's called. And you're supposed to basically use like the primary colors, so red, white, and blue, as well as black. And then you can also use white and yellow. Did I say the primary colours of red, white, and blue? That's the flag of the United Kingdom. Anyway, so you can use red and blue on the kind of basic stuff. Yellow and white are supposed to represent like gold and silver, and you're not supposed to kind of use them as much. But you can also use black as well. And then finally, like I've got those guys. This guy's kind of the leader of this errantry squad. And then I also happen to be, I know it's like really poorly rated and did really poorly at the time, but I was a really big fan of Kingdom of Heaven when I was a kid. So a lot of this is kind of like I'm sure I'm not the first person to have built a Bretonnian army that's been inspired by Kingdom of Heaven and whatnot. So I'm going to do some little throwbacks here. But this guy here, I'm kind of calling him like the Crow Keeper or something like that. I've still not quite come out with the Ravens Keeper. And he's like going to be in charge of sending messages back to the homestead, to tell the Duke of the crusade the deeds of each of the knights and stuff like that, which is going to be quite fun. But he's kind of based on the guy that is Professor Lupin. completely forgotten his name in the Harry Potter series, but he plays the Knights Hospitalier in Kingdom of Heaven, and I quite liked his character. So I wanted him kind of represented. So he's kind of representing him there. And then as I was building them, I was making up kind of like a points list. And as I was painting them, I was kind of realizing all of the different combos that I needed and all of that. And the Knights Errants are like really cheap points wise. And, and it costs them like a pip of weapon skill. A pip of weapon skill, which will mean most of the time they're going to be hitting on 4s, like unless they go up against things like goblins and stuff like that. But most of the time they're going to be hitting on 4s. And they also gain impetuous, and impetuous means that every time that they have the opportunity to charge, you have to roll a dice, and on a 1 to a 3, they have to make that charge, and on a 4, 5, or a 6, they can decline the charge if they want to. So they're supposed to kind of represent them being real, really impetuous and wanting to charge at the enemy and cover their deeds, cover their names in the glory of whatever deeds that they do. So it turns out they're really cheap. So I have built another 3, because I've got like 24 of them, I think, at some point, to build up. So I got another 3 that I need to do, but these won't be done tonight. I'll probably get them done next week. And then this is the thing that I'm actually the happiest with. Out of my kind of recent kit bashes, and I filmed this because this is flipping wicked, right? So when they announced that they were redoing the Bretonnians, they said that they were going to be doing a load of like the resin miniatures and everything else like that. And one of them is the Battle Standard Bearer on horseback, which is a Forge World resin one, and it's basically just been out of stock. For the entirety of its time. So what I've done is I've kit bashed my own one, which is this guy here, and I need to paint him as well. Oh, blimey! My Discord. Let me post that. Dan, sorry, give me a second, and I will post that in the thing. I have actually fixed the Discord link, but I've clearly not. Why is the... So I said do not expire. Copied. Pasting. Oh my god. What is going on with this? Invite. Why can't I? This channel is Oh. Why is this? Edit server. Disable. Oh, it's because it's in streamer mode. Got ya. Okay. There you go. I've just posted a link to the Discord in the chat there. So you should be able to join via that. Right. Anyway, sorry. Back to my rant. I don't know if it's a rant or whatever. But anyway. So I have... Yeah, the Forge World one is like £55. It's incredibly expensive. Like, it's a beautiful model, don't get me wrong. But... there's 2. You get 2 guys in the box. You get a guy on foot and you get a guy on horseback, and they are beautiful. But I can only really see myself using the horseback one. because it's an army of cavalry. So I've kit bashed my own one. I've used one of the and unfortunately his form factor has kind of meant that he's come out looking kind of similar to the Forge World one, which I'm kind of okay with. Like, it's a shame that I couldn't make him a bit more unique in pose, but I think he looks fantastic. The head isn't glued on at the moment because I want to be able to paint the banner itself, so I've just given myself a bit of leverage there. And I'm not necessarily convinced on this particular head, but I've got a few others that I can choose from. His head is just blue tacked on, but I'm really happy with how he's looking. Yeah, it's just a basic Bretonnian warhorse, the legs of a regular kind of cavalry guy, and then I've picked up a box, the battle standard bearer on Royal Pegasus, and I've chopped the guy off at the hips. Here are his hips, so they're still usable, and I can still put another guy that would have gone on this regular horse on there. So I'm still going to have another Royal Pegasus floating around, which is going to be good. Yeah, used all of that. I've had to add a different sword in here. He's just going to be armed to the hilt, because he's already got this big claymore broadsword or whatever it is, two-handed kind of great weapon on here. That's his hand weapon. Yeah, and he's just looking sick. I'm really and it just looks like a really natural sort of thing. Like, I don't mean to polish my own boots or whatever. Well, you know what I mean. Big myself up, all of that. But I'm really happy with how he's come out. I need to do just a little bit more work on this bit here because I had to shave away the sword that was on there, so I just need to make it look a bit more like it's cloth again. But once he's done, I'll get him sprayed up and painted. But yeah, right. Let's crack on with working on these guys. So I'm just gonna get all of the leather on the barding done for the moment. And I'll keep an eye on chat, and I'll try and keep talking. But if anyone's got any questions, do ping me a message. Lovely stuff. So, just for these, I'm using some Gore Grunter fur just to do the kind of brown leather. So it looks kind of like aged leather. Oh my god. I'm just going to be hitting my bloody microphone thing the entire time. Let me see if I can move this around a little bit so it's not... Just so the paintbrush isn't hitting that all the time. This is a... Let's see where else I can put that water pot. There we go. There we go. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. How's everyone else doing? Lovely. You're okay. Building a speeder. Still plugging away at making your own Games Workshop table layout. Lovely stuff. Is that for your iron hands there, Amberly? Oh yes. I'll have to get a game in with my Chaos Marines when you've got your Iron Hands sorted there. No, the speeders. There's the newer Primaris ones that are definitely not going anywhere. Like the older land speeders, I think, are probably going to get relegated to. Yeah, the older like the older land speeders from like the 90s and stuff are gonna go. Are probably going to end up in heresy or 3 repulsors. You say my land raider will show them who's boss. Don't you worry about that. All the land speeders are legends now. Yeah, so there's the land speeders, but it's like the storm speeder or whatever it's called. The more recent Primaris one. Because that's got like all of the las talons and stuff on, and they weren't around until then. I haven't caught up. I haven't actually caught up on the Emperor's Children thing from today, but I don't know if anyone's done a bit of a deep dive on that yet, or has taken a proper look in. But they're looking quite spicy. It's a bit sad that they're not able to use predators and stuff. And the Forge Fiends they can't use as well, right? Which kind of sucks. Lovely. You're doing a hybrid miniature right now for your Sororitas and Chaos Space Marines at the same time. Yeah, the Hammer Strike, Thunder Strike, and Hail Strike's the new ones. Cool. Lord Discordant shows the base size with Triumph of St. Catherine. Yeah, that's a cool conversion if you're doing that. I know Forge Fiends, but they get that. Yeah, they get the Mauler Fiends. So from what I was seeing, there was a lot of lethal hits floating around. So I wonder if they're kind of going down that road with them. Like, are they trying to get everything on like lethal hits, and like there was quite a lot of high damage stuff. So I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like an odd different way to get anti tank. I don't know. I've not properly looked into it, so I just saw that there was a fair bit of lethal hits floating around. So maybe they're going to be like this really kind of precise army. I didn't realise. I thought Emperor's Children weren't going to be out until like May or something like that. That was they've come around real quick. So I reckon they're going to be speeding through. They're going to be speeding through stuff this year. Because like we've still got a bunch of codexes to go before like you know, assuming that they keep up with their 3-year cycle, right? We've still got no Drakari. We've got no Leagues of Votan. They're not on the roadmap. The Imperial Knights was on the roadmap, and now it's been taken off the roadmap. Oh, camera down. Why are you down? Oh my god. Oh, I know what's happened. Yeah, I changed this earlier when I was filming. Yeah. Come on. Right, that's one. Come on. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that, people. I should probably change. You know what? I'm just thinking I should probably just use my. I put all this work in to get this really high quality stuff going, but I should probably just bloody put an actual webcam instead of using a DSLR on this. Oh my goodness! What a tangled web of cameras I weave. And I hope people don't mind the synthwave music background that I've got going on. I'm really into Gunship at the moment, and all I've been like, and it's just been like Spotify has just been suggesting loads of like Gunship adjacent stuff. So I'm just going to drag you all into a synthwave hellscape. Anyway, it was disappointing to not see any specialists for the Emperor's Children. Also, Fulgrim is Dagnambit. Okay, I've just tried boosting the sound there. That might have been a bit too loud. I always have this problem every time I do a stream. It just seems to be my bloody Achilles heel is audio. Like I can never quite seem to get it right on the videos. Like my partner, so she'll take a look at them before I publish. Like she's not interested in Warhammer or anything at all, but she's got a pretty good barometer of like what good looks like on YouTube. So we'll just say, oh, I'm losing I'm losing interest here or at this point and whatnot. So that's been really handy. She's gone for a swimming session at the moment, but she said she'd be tuning in at some point. So hi, honey, if you're watching. Still no background music. That's bizarre. Okay, can you tell me if that's too loud or can you hear me okay? All right, well, I mean, I can hear it, so. Oh, Jesus. All right, I'll figure it out. Like, I'm sure you've got your own music. Appeared for a split second. Oh, goodness. I mean, it looks like it's coming out, but I'll have to set up another, like, I'll do another test stream or whatever and figure out what's going on with it. And then I can poison all of your ears with the fantastic noise of synthwave rock and roll. go. Back to the painting. Lovely. Also, we're like 59 subscribers away from 1K. And at that point I think and then once I've got 1,000 subscribers, I think that makes me, a legitimate YouTuber. Is that how it works? Would definitely be up for seeing Gunship when they next play on. So do they actually? So I was looking into this, right, and it looks like they don't actually do live shows. Like, that's what I was reading. There's quite a few bands that I would quite like to go and see live at the moment. I'm really gutted that I missed out on seeing Interpol live when they were here in November. They were doing I think it was a 20-year anniversary of Antics, their album. I'm a really big Interpol fan. And I'd quite like to see Heilung, the Nordic chanting group who do all of that kind of crazy stuff, which I really enjoy. They're very crazy. Oh yeah, and sorry, Gridlock, you said you were disappointed to not see any special cultists for the Emperor's Champion. Also, Fulgrim is ass in the bad way. I'm assuming you mean rules-wise. The model is cool. Like, I prefer the Heresy one. But I don't think that that's an unpopular opinion either. Like the 40k one is very cool, but I think the Heresy one does just pip it. And that new Angron one for Heresy, and Angron Transfigured, again, they're just really knocking it out of the park with those Heresy models. As a Word Bearers player, as soon as they release, I know I'm gonna end up throwing like £250 or whatever at a Lorgar Transfigured when that comes out, because unfortunately the Lorgar regular one is kind of rubbish. Like, it is definitely like the worst, I think, of all of the definitely the worst of the Heresy Primarchs, I think, is my boy Lorgar, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I think the heads is probably what does it for me, actually. And you've got like 4 different heads for that Fulgrim, and none of them are like, some of them are nice, but none of them are like spectacular. Which kind of sucks. Whereas like the fulcrum for Heresy, his face on that just looks incredible. You know, he looks properly scary, which is kind of what I want. The latex like tail, yeah. I need to remind myself of what his tail looks like. I can just always think of that kind of weird thing on the front of him where it looks like he's been splayed open and he's holding a Slaneshi icon. Still need to get a Horus. Yeah, I mean, both of the Horus models look great. I feel like the transfigured one you could kind of use as both non-transfigured and as transfigured, obviously. But then again, like the original Horus model looks, still looks great as well. It's it's a very imposing model. I really like it. On the staircase. It's cool. Okay. Lovely. Maybe we'll get one for your birthday. Which one would you go for? You can only pick one. Horus Axeman unfortunately does not count. We're after the Horus namesake of the Horus Heresy. You're going Horus Ascended. Very good, very good. I think you would get a gold star from me on that one. Like I said, the other one is good, but I think that is probably the right one to pick. Lovely. Tell you what, contrast paints are just freaking amazing. Like, I'm genuinely moving off of most Games Workshop paints, but I'm sticking with contrast paints. They're just freaking wicked. Just lying somewhere. He's just lying about. Oh goodness. Oh, that's cool though. No, that is very cool. The lion model is wicked. All right. That's all of that little... The leather strap sorted. Let's start layering up the yellow on this. So I'm using... So... Both. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a plastic one as well. So I've recently become a bit of a convert to the Fanatic war paints by Army Painter. Excuse me. They're bloody brilliant. So I really rate these. And they're so cheap as well. Woo! My latest video is now what we call on the back end a number 1. It means it's currently performing the best of all of my videos, which, considering I threw it together with some footage that I'd made, well, that I'd recorded about 5 months ago, I'm quite happy with. If you've not already, go and give it a little comment saying how much you love it. It's very helpful. Thank you. I've just seen that nice one there. All right. Just gonna lay that. Layer. I'm doing a proper Duncan with these. Like, I don't normally tend to do loads of layering because I find it quite time consuming and quite tedious. But I feel with the Bretonnian Knights, you kind of have to, because they're... Bit more water. But no, I'm hoping a little 2-minute video. Like, my partner was like, why don't you put it as a short? And I'm kind of hoping that, like, a little 2-minute video, you know, people might see it, give it a chance, you know, and like what they see. So yeah, but no, Gridlock, your feedback has been really helpful, so thank you for that. I'll keep it in mind when planning the future videos. Oh, bugger. Alright, let's move my head out the way. Lovely. Oh yeah, what do people think of? So I know a couple here are London-based. What do we think of the new news about Badminton Cafe? Ah, if you didn't know, they are opening a second. They've officially announced that they're opening a second location. Rumor has it that it's going to be up in Archway, North London. It's looking alright. Needs a bit of toning down. But no, I remember them talking about it ages ago, maybe like 2 years ago. And it'll be interesting to. It's interesting if it is actually an archway. Because, North London, I can't really think of that many gaming centres in and around North London. Like, I might be totally wrong, but most of them seem to be kind of south of the river or in the west. So yeah, and where's the new Element Games going to be? As Goss has just said there. No idea. No worries. Yeah, no, it's genuinely awesome, awesome stuff. I'm definitely going to have to organise some games over there as well when it opens. Because it's not that difficult to get to Archway. In fact, you could get there from London Bridge quite easily. Just going to lift this up a little bit because it's like right in my way. Oh. Lovely. You can tell I haven't streamed a paint session for a while. I keep bloody banging into the bloody microphone. Appalling stuff. There we go. Like, I need this really kind of over here because it's right in my face. Right in my face. Right, team, how do we think that yellow's looking? That needs to be toned down a bit there. I'm going to have to hit this with a varnish as well to tone down some of that. Question on painting. Any primers you would recommend? Absolutely. The Colourforge primers are incredible. And I've been using the black ones, which are just fantastic for basing. You know, pretty much as good as the Citadel Chaos Blacks. Yeah, as good as them, and you just get more of them for less. So you get a bigger bottle. Give me a second, and I will show you. Let me just finish this yellow. Right. So, give me 1 second. So, this is, you can't really see very well in the light. This is Colourforge Primer. This bottle cost me, I think it was £10.50 from Element Games. And this is a bottle of Chaos Black Spray. Now, you can see the size difference there, right? Like, just in terms of height. So, you're getting 500 mils from the Colourforge and 400 mils from the Chaos Black Citadel one. And the Citadel one cost me £13, which I think is quite expensive. And I think this one did as good of a job, if not better, than the Chaos Black one. So yeah, I am sold on this. I think it's bloody wicked. Sorry, I thought I'd switched over to my main camera, but anyway, yeah, they're bloody wicked. Let me put that there. Yeah, I think most places do them. I'd run out of my. Well, I'm just about out of my Colourforge one there. And I keep expecting it to run out every time I use it. And every time I go to it, there's still like enough in there. The other kind of trick that I've picked up recently is before priming to run your or like stick your primer can in a bucket or like in a bowl of hot water. And I don't know what changes it, but it's made a huge difference to my priming, right? I'm actually getting grey, not blue, out of Mechanica's standard grey when I'm priming with it, which is just mind blown. Okay. Lovely. Oh. There we go. That's why my back's hurting so much. My seat was too bloody high. Get there. Lovely. Oh, right, yeah, look at that. That's just... This is the whole worst thing about painting bloody yellow. You have to go... It's like painting white. You have to go over it so bloody much. Just to build up a solid coat. Now, I should have actually done a brown undercoat. I think if I was going to do loads of yellow. Because yellow likes to stick much better to like a brown or an ochre than it does black or grey. So that was a little bit silly from my side. Yeah, I've heard pink, like, and I know someone else that does that does Imperial Fists for Legions Imperialis, and they use a pink undercoat. And I should have really done that for these, but maybe I'll do it for some other guys, and we'll see how I get on. Lovely. Oh, that's a bit of a chunky paint there. Let's go over that with some water. Just to smooth it out. There we go. That's starting to look pretty good. Desert of Thunder. Oh, hello. Yeah, no, this video is doing really well. I'm looking at it, and it's now really starting to outstrip and outperform the other ones. I must say, I would absolutely bloody love it if it went full old world. Or if it gave me the excuse to do full old world for a little while. I bloody love old world. I could evangelize about old world for ages. But maybe I'll do that on my next stream, because I think I'm probably going to call it quits in a hot minute, because I am quite knackered. I have been pushing myself like crazy. Do you know, I was supposed to bloody play Civ today, right? I was going to play a game of Civ. I was going to play some Civ 6. I don't have Civ 7 because I can't, you know, I'm not going to drop money on a brand new game that doesn't look like it's actually finished. And I was just going to chill out and have a Grant day. And then I was just like, I need to get something out. I need to get a video put out. And I don't want to say I've rushed today's video, you know, today's quick video out, but because I didn't rush it, but because it was so, you know, it's only a 2-minute video. It really didn't take me long to put together, like, in, you know, in comparison to some of the other ones, which, you know, and I ended up finishing up a bit earlier on it than on my previous ones, and I've just been a bit knackered from doing all of the animating, because I love it, but it does bloody take forever. And I was just like, I need to get a video out this week, because I can't not. And now I'm just knackered. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna actually call it quits, just because I am really shattered. But no, thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll do another stream. I was thinking maybe I'll do like streaming Mondays or something like that. I'll try. I want to figure out why the chat isn't coming up on the display, because I keep getting that fixed and then it doesn't seem to work. You know, me hoping it'll be all right on the night, and it never is, which is really annoying. And I need to figure out what's going on with this audio. So yeah, I'm gonna call it quits there. And I'm going to go and read, because I'm reading. I'm doing my reading. Reading Lord of the Rings again, which is lovely, because it helps me get back into reading whenever I get into the front of it. There we go. Oh, look. There we go. I do have fun on doing the stream. But no, thank you very much for tuning in. And yeah, I'll probably start doing streaming on a Monday or something like that, a Monday evening. And then the last Thursday of the month, I'll do a major sort of stream or something like that. I don't know. And I really need to figure out what's going to go on with like the Patreon and stuff like that too. If anyone's got any ideas for that, let me know. At the moment, I've just got like kind of a, you know, a basic support one, and then a something else one, but I feel like I could probably offer something else. But anyway, let's see what happens with it. Maybe it'll kick off a bit more when I hit 1,000 subs. But yeah, right. Thanks everyone. Good night.